Hello, everybody. Cooper here, and welcome to part two of the Mosswood Academy series, I guess I'm going to call it. I've played some games. I've played the entire T20 portion of this series, the provincial T20 over Cup or 20 over Cup. So I've renamed everything, as you can see. There's three separate T20 competitions. So there's the domestic T20 over or 20 over competition, which has all of the Division 1 sides apart from us. We are in the provincial T20 competition, which we've actually won. We are going to go over the matches and have a look at things, but we have actually won this competition. We did it fairly comfortably. There's 3 group matches, and then the top 2 go into the semi-finals from each group. We won this very comfortably, as I said. From the recruiting that we did, these are all Division 2 teams. Now, you got to remember that we're in Division 1, so we're expected to do a lot better than all these guys. So, and that's exactly what we've done. So we'll go over the scorecards, if I can find them. Mosswood Academy. So we're going to start here. Now, this was the first match of the season. Everybody played reasonably well. You know, everyone that we're sort of keeping an eye on that are really future prospects that we've brought in. So Kurtzen and Cilias, 2 guys that we brought in to do a job for us. Potgeiter, he's from Cape Town. Mumbai, Mumbai Indians, Cape Town, MI Cape Town. We brought him in. He played well for us. Haynes and Beamish, the 2 bowlers, that we brought in. Nath is our overseas player. Everybody else was already here, I believe. If I'm mistaken, I went over the whole recruiting and squad process in episode 1. But as you can see from our first innings, got 5 for 173, did reasonably well. I was most impressed with Kurtzen. He was really teeing off. 42 of 16 balls, not too bad. Cilias just held his bat through the majority of the innings, didn't go too fast. 38 of 33 balls. Potgeiter in second did very, very well as well, getting a decent total. And then we rolled them for 111. Haynes was very economical. He had a very economical tournament. 1 for 16. Beamish took a 5 for an on debut. And Cilia's got amongst the wickets as well as Van Dyke. Van Dyke took 3 for 16. It was very good. But that's not really much to say about this first match. We did very well. But this match in particular was also very good. All out for 217. Kurtzen got 86 off 39 balls. This was a very interesting one. Cilias turned up the heat a little bit in this match, got 44 off 20. Apart from those 2, nobody really stood out with the bat, just sort of went along sort of over 10 runs and over, which is what we were going for. So almost 11 runs and over, I should say. And then with the ball, Cilias picked up 3 for 20. Haynes got 1 for 13. Just getting, as I said before, Haynes was very economical this tournament. My cat is in the way of my microphone, excuse me. Beamish took another 3 wickets and did very, very well. Potgeiter got amongst the wickets, took 2. But yeah, it was very, very good this match. Now, I think this middle match is the one that I'm most looking forward to. Yes, now Potgeiter got 101 of 56, batting at 5. We got off to a very shaky start. We were, I think, 2 for 5 at one point. 2 for 6, sorry, full of wickets. And then these 2 it was Kurtzen and Cilias that built up a bit of a partnership. Cilias got run out, and then Kurtzen and Potgeiter did very well. Got to 4 for 67, and then it was Potgeiter and Brits. Brits, I think, did get dropped after this match in exchange for another player. I can't remember who. I'll check the scorecard in a minute I think we had 3 players that were injured at the start of the season, and then one of them came back from injury. But Potgieter, I think he needed 15 off the last over to get his 100, and he did get it there in the end. So he did very well. And then with the ball, we were fantastic. Haynes took 4 for 17. Beamish took 1 for 25. Again, very economical apart from Van Dijk. But this was a very impressive match. Now, this one was just destroyed. This was the semi-final up against... Who were we up against in the semi-final? Easterns. I believe all the names of the clubs are correct. I did Google it to find them, so I have updated them accordingly. There was an opening stand of 126 in this match. But it wasn't until Kurtzen came in and really went nuts. 52 off 21. I think that's one of the fastest 50s of the save, I believe. And then we didn't even get to Potgieter and Cilliers, who are sort of... We have a very strong top 5, and then our depth of batting below that isn't very good. And then with the ball, we just rolled them for 130. We had a couple of guys who took wickets. Nobody took, 3 or 4. Just everybody chipped in with a couple of wickets. But we are a class above sort of these up teams that we're playing. We probably won't get challenged until we play those Division 1 sides that I was talking about earlier. And then, as I said before, we won the final. We beat Limpopo by 50 runs. We ended up batting first in every single one of these matches, which is just a coincidence. We didn't win the toss every single time. It's just what happened. I was pretty comfortable throughout this first innings. We weren't as good out of the blocks as we were compared to those other matches that we'd played in, but we still got a decent total of 180. Potgieter got 50, Kurtzen got another 50. We did very well. And then with the ball, again, everybody chipped in with 1 or 2 wickets. We kept the runs down low, and I think just because we were able to post such high first innings totals, we were able to get them out to rash strokes really, really early. So we did very, very well, all things considered. We'll have a quick look at the... there's a cat going off in the background. At the stats of the competition table. So Kurtzen, Potgieter second, all play for us. They got a whole bunch of runs. Kurtzen's averaging 66 for his career at the moment. Obviously, it's only 5 innings, but that's still very good. Cilliers, 124 runs at 31, also averaging 12 with the ball, which is fantastic. Potgieter, 18 with the ball, which is about his career average. I think it's about 16. And then wickets-wise, Hobson doesn't play for us, but the other top 4 bowlers, Beamish, Haynes, and Cilliers all play for us. So I was pretty happy with that. We did very, very well in this competition. I just want to have a look at what the highest individual score was. Brevis got 105, and then Potgieter got 101. So that was the other high score. There is another T20 competition going on at the moment that I did talk about, which is just the domestic T20 competition. I don't know what the actual name of this one is, so I wasn't able to update it. But as I said, we're not in this one, so we're not going to pay too much attention to this one. But the thing that is up next is the CSA 4-day domestic series, which is basically South Africa's first-class competition. But before we get into that, I want to get into the rest of the team, bit of training, and then I'll break down each of the squad roles for each of the players that we have. So we go into T20 over current. We'll just see, actually, last competitions, what we'll do. So Brits, as I said, he was batting at 6 and then got dropped for Parsons, who didn't actually do very much of anything with the bat. He did not bat, and then he got a duck in the final, I believe. And he wasn't very good with the ball either, so we might have to reconsider his position. We might have to bring Brits back in. But Kem was one of our opening bats with second. Second was really good. Kem was a bit meh. But they both struck the ball very well, striking it in the 140s. Kurtzen and Potgieter and Cilliers were the rest of our top 5. As we've already gone over them, they were very, very good. And we scroll down a little bit. Van Rensburg, he was basically our third change bowler. So what I would do is I would open up with Van Dijk and Haynes, bowl a couple of overs, bring in Beamish and Van Rensburg, They would bowl a couple of overs. Then I'd go Pot Guy and Cilias, bowl them a couple of overs, and then out of those 6, see who was doing the best, and then use the rest of those overs to make up the 20 overs. More often than not, we didn't have to bowl a full 20 overs because we just dismissed them, quicker than that. But as you can see, a lot of fantastic bowling averages and keeping the runs fairly low. So Haynes, he's fantastic at second career. He's doing very well. He's in his second 11 career, so 5.99 runs per over. In his second 11, and for his obviously 2020 career, that's 4.9. I do expect that to go up when he not only plays in the South Africa T20 competition, but also just in other competitions that we'll play in. That number won't stay there for the rest of his career. But I was pretty happy with everybody, at this point. Nobody to be really disappointed with. The only concern I have is that number 6 position, which we'll cover now. Actually, I'll show you. We'll do it quickly this first. We'll just skip forward to the 10th of November, which is just the gap between the T20 competition and the first class competition. So this is the training setup that I've had basically for the entirety of the provincial T20 competition. So Kurtzen, I've been training him to be a one-day accumulator. He's already at peak aggression, very aggressive at first class, very aggressive in one day in T20. So I'm already going to keep that there. I did consider having him as an opener, so training him to become an opener, but I thought he's best at number 3, so I'll just leave him there for now. Abraham's in second. I just have them training the catching and keeping. Nath, I think I have him training his batting aggressiveness. I believe that is the case. Boundary hitting. Why is it not aggression? I have a reason, but I can't remember what it is. Pot guys, who I believe is aggression. We'll double check that. Boundary hitting also. I think Cilias is aggression, I'm pretty sure. Yes. I knew I also had somebody else's aggression because I think he is fairly defensive in his approach. Yeah, first class defensive, OD T20 is average. So if I can get that above average, just get that lower tier of aggressive, I'll be fairly happy. But he was striking the ball at 159 at T20 level. So I'm not too worried about that. They will drop. I'm assuming he plays for Joburg. So depending if he plays or not, I'm not sure if they'll play him. They might have other players. So depending on what his contract situation is, we might try and bring him over next season to play in the SAT20 league. And then for bowling, I think I just sent everybody to aggressive one-day bowling and aggressive bowling, depending on the player. Beamish is just aggressive bowling, and then Haynes is also aggressive bowling. I'm playing these very aggressive fields, which is why we're picking up so many wickets. So having the bowlers trained in that aspect, I think, is going to really help our cause. But we'll quickly move over. Oh, here we go. So Balangu's fit, Williams is fit. Williams is another youth prospect that I picked up. He's the 22-year-old, so we might bring him in for the 4-day stuff. And Nath has improved his boundary hitting, which is good. Haynes has improved his attacking bowling. Abrahams has improved his wicket keeping. So lots of good stuff here. Okay, so now we're not gonna play the match, but let's pick the team. Because at the start of the series, we were down at 1. I think we're at half a star or 1 star. We're already up at 2.5 stars, which is good. We're going to drop Parsons. We're going to bring in Williams. We're going to send these guys to the second 11. Drop Nath down. Pot guys can bat at 6, and then Williams can bat at 5. I'm happy with that. In terms of our first class bowling options, everybody else can just stay the same. That's fine. I'm happy with that. So one thing I will quickly go over now is the player roles and what their basically job is in the squad. And then we're going to wrap things up. So second, opening bat and wicket keeper. He's been very good so far, I believe. Or is it the other opener that's been good? No, it's him that's been good. So averages 43 at the bat, has a good strike rate, has taken some wickets apparently, but he's going to be keeping, so that's not really going to be an option for us. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Kem, I'd really like him to pick up the rate a bit. He does bat quite slowly. That 40 strike rate at first class level does worry me a little bit. But he's probably going to be our 6th or 7th bowler, because he does have wickets in him. Dog's going off in the background. But we'll see what happens with him. I don't believe we have any other... Well, we do have a few opening options. Abraham's... He's probably 5th choice. Parsons will be 3rd choice. Mahalangu is probably 4th choice. Kurtzen, Cilliers and Williams, that's going to be the middle order basically for the rest of the season. Unless somebody gets injured, then we'll bring Brits in. So Brits is going to be the backup, and then depending on who gets injured and where, we'll swap things around accordingly. Because Williams, these guys have pretty good second 11 stats. Cilliers is doing a lot better with the ball than I thought he was capable of. But again, look at those strike rates. Williams is a little bit low for me. But with training, we can try and get that up. Now that he's back from injury, I'm going to send him to... I'll do it now so I don't forget. We'll take off Nath's training and we'll give it to Williams to be aggressive. We'll do that now. Save. And so hopefully in training he can pick up the aggressiveness. Potgieter is just going to be the 5th bowler and chip in with runs where he can. He's also got some aggression in his game, which I do appreciate. And he did show in the T20 competition. He's also got a fantastic bowling average, but he is going to be the 5th option. I want to give the rest of these guys first pick with the ball. Van Rensburg, Van Dijk, they're basically going to do the same job for me. Van Dijk's only opening the bowling because I haven't got a separate opening bowler. So whenever I get a second youth fast bowler in, they're going to take the new ball with Haynes. And then depending if Van Dijk or Van Rensburg are still in the squad, I will then pick them. Haynes is just going to be the new bowler for the time being. He's been fantastic. And Beamish, when the pitch begins to spin, is when he comes on. Speaking of the pitch, I've been playing... it's an away game, so I can't check the pitch. But I will do this. No, I can't. I've been playing with a spinner's pitch. So that's... basically everything I wanted to discuss for episode 2. If we go to the calendar, I did have a little peek before I came onto the microphone. So I think we have 3 first class matches, and then 6 one-day matches, which I believe is just I think there's 3 first class matches, and then there's the one-day competition, and then they finish with the first class matches. And then when does the T20 competition? That doesn't happen till January. So okay, so there's a break between the one-day. So when the one-day competition finishes, that's when the SAT 20 competition comes in, and then in February we finish off the 4-day competition. Okay, that makes more sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to play. I'm going to play off camera until the start of the one-day competition. So I'm going to play the 3 first-class matches. Then we'll do a similar recap video similar to this one. And then we will go from there. So I hope you enjoyed this style of video. I know it's a little bit different to the Cricket Captain stuff I've done before. I hope for everything that makes sense. My question for today, if you're still watching up till this point, is who's your favourite player? Not just in this game, but of all time. Just tell me who your favourite player is and why. But that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye.